welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving right into something absolutely crucial. We're breaking down exactly why relying purely on a traditional monthly paycheck is, honestly, a massive risk right now. Instead, we're going to explore 5 strategic wealth-building assets that'll totally shift how you look at every single dollar you make. Let's get into it. You know, Robert Kiyosaki perfectly captured a real fundamental secret to wealth here. Have you ever wondered why some people pulling in 6 figures end up completely broke by the end of the month, while others, surviving on just a fraction of that, somehow build these massive financial fortresses? Well, it all comes down to keeping what you earn.
So look at it this way. It's the stark difference between simply chasing that next paycheck and actively building a solid shield around it. While most folks focus entirely on just bringing money in, the wealthy, they absolutely obsess over protecting and growing it. And frankly, that is exactly how they survive and even thrive during major economic crises.
Section 1. The earning versus protecting trap. Here's the thing. Earning good money is just never enough on its own. In our society, we see families bringing in fantastic incomes, but they have zero actual assets. Literally none. They're only buying liabilities, which means a single accident or, a sudden illness can trigger total financial ruin. You absolutely must acquire real assets. All right, moving on to Section 2, Asset 1, Emergency Funds. Now, this is the absolute, rock-solid, foundational asset you need before doing anything else. I want you to ask yourself honestly, right now, if your income just stopped today, could your family survive for 6 months? If the answer is no, then this is the very first place your money needs to go, period. Sure, an emergency fund sitting in a basic, boring bank account isn't going to make you rich in interest. We know that. But its real return is peace of mind. It prevents you from taking on super toxic debt when you're under pressure, acting as a vital shock absorber. With this fund in place, an unexpected job loss becomes just a temporary speed bump rather than a catastrophic crash. Let's jump to Section 3, Asset 2, Gold. So here is a hard truth the wealthy know all too well. Cash sitting in a bank is basically slowly bleeding out. Thanks to that invisible monster we call inflation, next year your money is simply going to buy less. But gold is a traditional wealth preserver that behaves completely differently. When the cost of your groceries and everyday goods spikes, gold fights back, historically rising right along with it. Gold basically holds 3 immense powers. First off, it's a historically safe store of value, which is especially trusted in markets across South Asia. Second, it's highly liquid, meaning it's super easy to turn back into cash when you need it. And third, it literally thrives in chaos. When a recession hits and regular cash loses its power, gold acts as a solid financial anchor for your portfolio. Moving right along to Section 4, Asset 3, Real Estate. Unlike a brand new car or the latest smartphone that drops in value the second you buy it, land endures. Barring some kind of extreme disaster, it just doesn't disappear. Plus, it unlocks the holy grail of wealth building, which is passive income. We're talking about a steady stream of rent money flowing directly into your bank account whether you're working, traveling, or sound asleep. And wealthy people actually deploy a really specific, clever strategy here. Instead of buying a massive house and letting all that extra space and essentially money sit idle, they turn their own home into a business. They live in one section and they rent out the rest. So instead of cash failing in a bank, the property literally pays for itself. Pretty smart, right? Okay, Section 5. Asset 4, Small Businesses. Now we're transitioning over to active income. Look, a lot of people are completely terrified to start a business, right? They cling to the supposed safety of a traditional job. But in today's world, depending solely on an employer is incredibly risky. With AI and automation rapidly replacing human tasks, everything from basic data entry to entire garment factory floors, a traditional job is just no longer a guaranteed safety net. But a business you actually control, that is. And hey, starting a business absolutely does not mean risking your entire life savings. Whether it's a street food stall or a local clothing shop, you can start safely. The playbook is simple. Study the industry for 6 months. Invest a tiny amount of money just to test the waters. Learn from those early, cheap mistakes. And then only add more capital once you've actually proven the concept works. And finally, Section 6, Asset 5, Skills and Knowledge. I gotta say, this is, frankly, my absolute favorite asset on the entire list. Think about it for a second. Money can be stolen. Businesses can go under, entire banking systems can collapse. But the skills and the knowledge locked inside your brain, no way. Nobody can ever take those away from you. Your personal capabilities literally only appreciate over time. Well, unless you just stop learning entirely. We're kind of on a collision course here. Right now, mundane, repetitive jobs are evaporating. And looking ahead to 2025 and beyond, massive earning opportunities are going to be entirely skill-based. So, continuously upgrading your brain isn't just some fluffy self-help advice anymore. It's honestly the ultimate mandatory survival tactic in our modern economy. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to evaluate your own financial safety net. We've covered emergency funds, gold, real estate, small businesses, and your own personal skills. It is time to make that shift from simply earning money to fiercely protecting it. So I'll leave you with this. When the next economic wave hits, will you be scrambling or will you be shielded? Which of these 5 assets are you going to start building today?